cold calls. So I made the decision that I'm going to push body language, and so all of those things are important the moment you start stepping into meetings and like video calls, and then like hoping we get video calls, right? Before we do that, I have a quick question. How do I put, give me a second. Is there a way to put a poll here on the chat? There should be a way to put a poll here on the chat. Yes, there is. Can someone put it? The poll the poll I need you to put up is, have you booked a meeting yet? Yes or no? That's it. I want to know how many people have at least booked one meeting or nobody. I think we need to be admin. Oh, yeah. Give me a second. You know what? This is a very good segue to start our elections for the admin. Yeah, so today's session is going to help you navigate even in the meeting. But before we go into sales, I want to make sure we cover cold calling. Oh, this is going to be easier. How many of y'all in the room have not booked one meeting yet? Raise your hand. Forget no shows, forget anything. Not one meeting booked. Okay, so only Aditya. I'm surprised, but that's okay. Tahani, but you are not booking meetings, so doesn't really kind of come into this. I'm very curious why you joined the community, but that's a conversation for another day that I do not want a distraction. I need these and I need this. Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Sad. This is me, Tahani.
Yes,
Okay,
Tahani.
I just want 2 minutes of your time. That's it.
Before that. Is this audio better or the audio before this?
I feel this is better.
Better? Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, ask your
So,
question.
yeah. So as I mentioned, see, I'm trying to be very inclusive into the community, but then my job is not about booking meetings. So I'm into delegate sales only, but it's not about booking meetings. So what I usually do is I call the client or prospect. I explain them about the conference or the event that we are organizing, and then they look into it. And if they are interested and their budget is being, approved for that particular conference, then they come back to me.
Yeah. That means you're
Yeah.
still applying the things that you're learning here.
Sorry.
That means you're still applying the things that you're learning here.
Yes, I am doing the same way. Like whatever I get from you, I'm trying to apply that. That has improved my way of communication within the clients, like with the clients. But my like the way I do not book meetings, but then I have made results out of it. To be honest, for the last event, I have made around 94,000 US dollars. So yeah, about
ये
this,
गाना मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड के लिए
just by
कभी
improving my way of talking. That's it. Not even booking
Dude,
meetings.
that's fucking awesome. I'm gonna cut that part and just put it on the internet and be like, fuck
No, please,
everybody
please,
else.
please don't do that. Please don't do that. No, no,
Just
that this
kidding,
is
just kidding. Just kidding. No worry.
yeah. So like, it's like I'm trying to connect with you. I'm trying to be as inclusive as possible, but so many like tricks and techniques that I have got from this has really helped me in the way of communication and improving the way I approach my clients.
Got it. That's fine. Amazing. I love that. As far as Anirudh's question, bro, I honestly don't give a fuck. I didn't start this community so that I can have 1,000 people. Right? It's very
Yes.
easy for people to come in. But also, you need to understand when people originally purchase something like that, generally with courses and things like that, two things happen. Number one, they're like, oh shit, I'm finally going to get my shit together. And they come in and they're unable to take action. Right? And when they're
Yes.
unable to take action, you really can't do anything about it. It's just like, okay, ठीक है, I can't go to everybody and be like, hey, bro, like for $19 and
ये गाना मेरे
$47,
बेस्ट
please tell
फ्रेंड
me
के
how
लिए
much I can do as much as I can. Right? That's number one. Number two is you need to understand most people don't actually want to implement shit. People buy out of impulse because they're whatever they're feeling, whatever you're feeling. By the way, the fact that you are sitting here and listening, and probably the some of y'all who cannot attend this and watch this later on, the fact that you're still here after 3 months is incredible. So thank you from my side for giving me this opportunity to teach. So for all I care, and also you need to understand some people get the value they need and they're done. They don't need more. Like I know Shafaq had a course that he'd bought. He'd spent about $4,000 on that, and he watched one video of that entire course, and he's like, "Dude, I know exactly what I need." And he got that, and he's never opened that course ever again. But that one point, what he needed to learn, he learned from that course, and that was enough for him. That was worth him investing $4,000,
Okay.
right? So for different people, uh, there's different objectives, and my objective here is not to sell courses and make money out of this. This is for me to be able to. We are planning to do a model, by the way. This is for everybody else who, even if you guys are gonna, you know what, you guys are going to find out anyway. So we are making a model so that's cheaper for people where, you know, the classrooms where we have cut recordings. Other
Yes.
than the 1 hour full session, if you're just looking for information, because I realized a fair chunk of people just want that information, that's enough. They don't want interactive. So we are creating a thing where it's like it's $11 and they only get, but they don't get access to Q&As, they don't get access to our live calls, they don't get access to anything. Only, not even the 1 hour full call. Of the 1 hour, the cut, just the value part of it, and you can purchase. And if one of you is there and who's like, hey, listen, I just need the information and I'm not going to interact, fair enough. And when we introduce that, we know we're going to have a fair chunk of drop off, which is fine. And we're going to limit intake, by the way. This, by the way,
Okay,
30th.
Sad, one more thing I would like to ask you is that, like, after achieving this and everything, but I feel that isn't it like half, like 50 percentage luck and 50 percentage my effort?
Everything in life is luck. Actually, that's not true. Everything is luck, man. See, I'll tell you something, guys. This is very
All right.
interesting, by the way. Thank you for this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I'm a Muslim, right? And
Yes.
if so, Muslims don't believe in luck for two
Yes.
things. We believe in
Yes.
Kismat. God is written for you what you deserve. Okay. I'll give you an inverse way of thinking of it. You are exactly where you deserve to be. It's a shitty
True, true.
place sometimes. So wherever you are, good, bad, horrible, amazing, in your relationship, I'm not talking about just money, I'm talking about relationships in terms of where you are or whatever you're doing in your life. You are exactly where you need to be in that moment because that's exactly what you deserve. Sometimes you feel like you don't deserve it. Sometimes you feel like you need more. But for what you're doing, you're exactly where you are. And you won't understand this right now. And as much as I want to tell you guys, oh shit, fuck that. No, if you work, no. Today, as I sit here and I am taking these, I'm doing this. I realized last 7 years where I built a company, raised $1 million, did all of this, all of that shit. I worked fuck all. I barely worked. And when I lost all of it, I deserved for it to be lost. And that was the path I needed to take to get to where I am today. So if any one of you are thinking, oh shit, what the fuck am I doing? You're good. You're exactly where you need to be. But the thing is, you don't have to be there. And that's also the truth. And that's the tricky part to understand. Like it's not about feeling shitty for yourself. Oh shit, I am broke because I need to be broke. Sure, but that also means you have the ability to change that. Muslims, we don't believe in luck. We believe in
Yes,
kismet.
exactly.
It's what you get, whatever you deserve, right?
Yes, yes,
Whatever God tells you. And
exactly.
coming back to, if you remember, manifestation, that most of the time I've already spoken about. At the core of it is you ask from it what you deserve, and then you put in the work and you will get it. But anyway, we are digressing. Coming back. And thank you so much, though.
Yeah,
Congratulations
thank
on
you, Saz.
close to
Thank you.
$100,000. That's
Thank you.
fucking
Thank
crazy,
you.
dude.
Thank you so
That's
much.
fucking crazy, dude. That's like the biggest ROI. Wait. I don't want to jerk myself off that easy. How much did you make before you start making the course? So if it's like, oh yeah, I went from like 90,000 to like 92,000, I really did make that much.
No, no, no. I actually from 0 to 90, I went.
I need to quit my job. But anyway. It's fun, dude. You know what? I'm gonna proclaim this. By next year, at this time, I will be doing not far-fetched. I'm gonna make that shit happen. Just letting you know. And I start CrossFit, so I'm also gonna be 100 kgs. So that's gonna be fun. I have two objectives for this year: lose weight, make money. That's it. No other objectives. But yeah, coming back. So at the core of what we were doing, we were talking about ACA, right? How do we do? But we never went into individual objections. Now, do you guys remember chat? Do you guys remember the doc that I sent of objection handling, the 16 core objections? Yes, no. Or did you still didn't get time to go through that shit? All right, awesome. Now, what is the biggest objection you guys go to that doc? I'm gonna reshare this shit so that you guys want. And I want you guys to tell me which one of these objections is the most common so that I go through that first. And I'll tell you how to deal with it. And as I'm describing to you the situation, you will then get to kind of pick your own thing. So go through this, and whichever one has the highest number, we'll kind of start tackling this. So go through these objections. Which one do you want me to deal with? Oh, I sent it to waiting room participants. Shit. Okay, wait. Tahani, stop it. If you talk too much, I'm just going to cut this and put it on the internet and say somebody made 100,000. Uh, just kidding, dude. Just kidding. I'm pulling your leg. All right, guys. Which one? Give me just the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which one do you want me to handle right now for this? And we're going deep. Not ready to buy in the moment. Which one is that? Number 11. Okay, so we will do number 11. And which one did Asma say? Not ready to buy right now. Number 11 and number 14. Okay, so today we only deal with number 11 and number 14. We'll try to get this over as quickly as possible, but number 11 and number 14. Got it. Awesome. Cool. Thanks. All right. So at the core of it, you guys have been here. Let me start with the basics. Okay. What is objection handling? I'm asking you. Can one of you tell me what objection handling is? Sure, Yash, tell me.
Provide a proper solution of any query of a client or a prospect.
Okay, let me reframe this. Okay. So generally when we go into a conversation, generally when we try to do, this is basically for sales, in sales or in cold calling or in any kind of format when you start talking to people. 90% of the time, 90% of the time, what ends up happening is they have surface issues. So they say, hey, I don't want to do this right now because of X or Y. Now, the problem is a lot of you hear this and you say, okay, or try to tackle this at face value. Before we even start getting into what core objection handling is, you need to understand the premise of an objection. The premise of a core objection is the fact that nobody at the first level will ever tell you directly what their actual problem is. So generally, when they're saying, hey, I'm busy at the moment, or I'm doing this, or I don't need this right now, they're doing it not because they don't need it or they're busy. They're doing it because they just don't want to deal with you right now. So at the face of it, generally 9 times out of 10, objections are not real. So before we get into objections, we need to face one fact. Objections are not real. And it's very important to understand this at the core of it, because if you believe objections to be real, you will continue to try to tackle them as it's a reality and put pressure onto yourself. So in order for you to even start battling objection, you need to understand at the core of it, when someone says, hey, I'm busy, they're probably not busy. They probably just don't want to talk to you right now. And which is fine. And sometimes they are busy. But your job is to challenge that objection at least once so that you can check whether that objection is true or not true. And if you challenge that objection 9 times out of 10, any objection, so this is how an objection goes, right? Any objection that anyone proposes, hey, we have send me an email or whatever the fuck, or we need to deal with it, or not the decision maker, whatever the fuck it is, whatever objection they have, if you solve this, you will, in a cold call, get a meeting, or in a sales call, you will make a sale. So that means you should be looking forward to objections, because you know if you answer this one objection correctly or you deal with this one objection correctly, at the end of that objection, you have a sale or a meeting. Do you understand? At the core of it, it is what you think that's the problem. And there are two ways you can deal with objections. Can someone tell me what those two ways are? If this is a sales or a cold call, sales call or a cold call, you can deal with it in two ways. Who here can tell me what are the two ways you can deal with an objection? Sure, you deal with an objection by resolving. That's a little obvious one. But how do you... Okay, let me rephrase this. Generally, attack them or understand them, humor, challenge. Okay, this is how you deal with objections. This is how you deal with objections. But there's a different way I want you to look at it. A lot of times you're getting objections. Here is where you get objections. In a sales call, if you get objections, after you tell the price, that means you haven't done your sale properly. Think about it for a second. By the way, price is the last thing you say in a sales call. If you disclose price and then they come up with a problem, that means you didn't set the call up properly. So how we want to deal with objection is by pre-framing objections. So you want to deal with objections here before price or asking for a meeting versus here. So if this is the hello when you start the call and this is when you end the call, this is where you tell the price. 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with objections here. Now the question is, how do you avoid dealing with objections here? Can someone give me an example? Come on, guys, have you been sleeping in the last 4 weeks? What the fuck? Aditya, unmute yourself.
Answering their objections before they come up
How do you do that?
by bringing it up yourself.
Amazing. It's called pre-framing. So the goal, and we've been learning how to do this, by the way, but I've never done it consciously. I've never told it to you guys consciously, but I'm going to bring this more to your awareness. 90% of the way that our cold calls are set up is actually pre-objections, not so that we don't have to deal with them here. I'll give you a couple of examples and then your minds will get open. When I say, what is the first 3 parts of an open? Quickly, guys. What's the first 3 parts of an open? This should come naturally to you. First 3 questions of an open statement.
How are you?
Okay, greetings.
Yeah, this is a
Next.
good time.
This is the best time to, yeah.
Is this a good time? We ask, is this a good time before we even tell what this is about? Because if we do not check for time here, guess what's going to happen once we tell what we are about? They're going to tell you, no, we are busy. Sorry, go fuck yourself. So instead of handling objections later, we pre-frame the objection. For example, if someone tells, oh, I need to go back to my partners and decide because like I need my wife to give me a fucking answer or my whatever the fuck to give me an answer or whatever the reason or the cohesive shit is an objection you'll end up getting here after you tell the price. How do you avoid that? By pre-framing in the start of the call, saying, hey, by the way, do you need anyone else on this call in order to make this decision? Oh, you do? You know what? I completely understand. How about this? I don't want to give half-ass information. Like, I don't want to give you information in a way where you will be handicapped to present that information to someone moving forward. How about this? Let's just reschedule so that we have everybody who we need in order to make this decision, and then we get back on call. Is that okay? Awesome. When do you want to reschedule? So you don't even get into the fucking sales call because you know after the price is like, hey, listen, I need to go and talk to my fucking partners. So you can choose to handle objections in the end or in the beginning. So that means that 90% of your objection handling can be handled without him actually making that objection. So same objection, let's take an example. Okay. Example number first was Asma said, not ready to buy at the moment. Correct? That was the thing. So if that was on a sales call, that's generally a sales call objection. Or even on a cold call, hey, we're not looking for it right now. So on a cold call, the approach would be a little different, sales call would be different, but pre-framing looks a little different and end objection handling looks a little different. In pre-framing, when someone's before pre-framing is you bring it up before they bring it up. Pre-framing means before that even comes up, you have to bring it up. So if the objection would be not ready to buy, you need to pre-frame this sales call by saying, hey, when are you looking to solve this problem? Or how important is this problem that you're trying to solve right now? So when they say, oh, it's immediate, oh, we need to solve this right now, or whatever the fuck that variation of that answer is, if in the end they say they're not ready to buy, you ask them, hey, wait, I thought you're trying to solve this problem right now because you need this. So was that a lie or was this a lie? Would you bring up the price objection before the prospect? You will only have objection on price if you didn't set up the call right. Letting you know. Price objection comes in preset. Would you bring up the price objection before the prospect brings it up? Dude, I bring up the price objection even before they enter the call. So if you've ever gone on the settings, so if you ever hear one of my setter calls, my entire setter job, my job of the entire like of the setters is very simple. When everybody is reaching out to me, ask them, hey, what are you trying to solve? Get a bunch of questions, and this is our price. Is this something you can afford? No, I'm not getting on a meeting only with you. Like fuck. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I pre-frame it before the sales call itself. Because if they come into the sales call that we can't afford it, I'm like, why the fuck did you get on a call with me? You know the price. There's a different way. So again, there's a different way to handle it in pre-framing. There's a different way to handle it in end. We are going to tackle with both, but I want you guys to understand at the core of it, every single objection can be handled before and can be handled after. After is almost always going to be harder. Before is almost always going to be easier. The problem is pre-framing is it's basically what is pre-framing? Pre-framing is qualification. Who does your customer need to be in order for him to be your customer? You need to make that list. Remember the parameters we set? And then you ask those fucking questions. Hey, what's the price you're looking for? What's this you're looking for? Ask questions. And the answers that you get are your ammunition if they ever bring up an objection. Do you guys understand? Chat, yes, no. You have to tell price last in the call. Preferably you tell price only after they ask price. You never disclose price. It's extremely old school, very American way of selling. The rule is they have to ask you for the price. If they haven't asked you for the price, that means you've not set up the call properly and they're not really ready to buy. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're at the end of the call and you're like, wait, I'm supposed to tell him the price, and then you're trying to sneak the price into the fucking call, you haven't made the sale properly. And 9 times, Bhavik, you're laughing, but it's a fact. You want to know the quality of your sales call? See at which point who's asking about price, and are you uncomfortable about telling about price, or are they asking about the price? If they're asking about the price, that means they want it. If you have to go and force the fucking price to them, that means you didn't make the sale properly. Exception to the rule is once in a while you'll find a guy who's like completely convinced and then he still doesn't ask you price. There you just tell them, so we are ready to move forward, right? And I said, yeah, so you have no more objections. Awesome. So I can send you an SLA and you'll sign it. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, motherfucker, ask me price. Those are exceptions to the rule, right? Those are not the rule. But 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm talking about. All of you know what I'm talking about. If you have to force yourself to be like, by the way, it is 10,000. Oh yeah, you lost that fucking sale before you even said, oh yeah, it's 10,000. So setting up your call is extremely important. So do you guys understand? So what are you going to do right now? Task number 1. Create a list of possible objections that your prospects can have and figure out what are the questions you can ask them in both your cold calls and your sales calls. You can ask them so you can get the ammunition to deal with the objections. For example, this is not a good time. You ask them, hey, is this a good time? And they say yes. And then later they say it's not a good time. You ask them, hey, but you told me it's a good time. What happened? What changed? Then you can challenge them with authority. So, task number 1, create that list. Now, the post part. Assume we fucked up, and we do fuck up, and I fuck up all the time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, fuck that shit. You fuck up and you didn't pre-frame. What do? It's fine. When someone has an objection, so here you say your value proposition and ask them, is this something that they're looking for? If they say, then you continue. See, again, there isn't. See, you have to ask, and sometimes you just move forward if they fucking ignore it. Because if you ask, is this a good time? And they say, what's this about? Assume it's a good time. Because if it was a bad time, they should have said it's a bad time. You get what I'm saying? Here you use your mind. Use a little bit. Okay? Here, if you end up having to deal with objections at the end of the call, here's what I want you guys to do. The biggest mistake you can do in objection handling is start going into answering the objection. That means if somebody has an objection and you start blabbing away to glory about all the answers you have about, oh, why is the price why is the price so high? Oh, the price is so high because our service is this. Forget, sales gone. That sale has flown off the window and said, fuck you, bye-bye, I'm going home. So what do you do when somebody has an objection? Chat, what do you do when somebody has an objection? Ask a question. How do you ask a question? Bhavik, fucking loving it. Thank you so much. Bhavik for president. ACA, amazing. So when someone has a objection, you go into ACA. So this is where the sheet that I gave you comes into play. I'm fucking too good, bro. I fucking made this shit up as I went, but it's all coming together. What is wrong with me? So at the point, I mean, I know the information. I'm saying the format of it is made up as I'm going. And as we go, what you need to understand is whatever objection they have is not true objection. When I started objection, I told you objections are surface. Your job is to challenge that objection. You challenge objections by asking questions. There are 3 ways you can do it. There is the easy pushing yourself out of the space. There is standing your ground and not being too pushy. And then there is gun to the head aggressive. I always like the middle route. I don't like the other 2 routes. So that means challenge them. If you get resistance, pull back. Okay? So here's 14. Not ready to buy at the moment. When someone says, "Hey man, I'm not ready to buy at the moment," you acknowledge it first. I completely understand you don't have to make the decision right now. So a part of acknowledging is why we acknowledge what they say. It's a form of disarming them. When you acknowledge and not challenge, you disarm them. If someone's like, "Oh, I'm feeling sick," and you're like, "No, you're not feeling sick," you're like, "What the fuck?" If someone says, "I'm feeling sick," you're like, "Oh, you're feeling sick." Dude, I completely, man, how bad is it? So you understand the difference? Whenever you go into a sales call and someone has an objection, and you go into dealing with that objection by making statements that, "Hey, you're wrong, you're not feeling sick," you create resistance. Your job is to create no resistance through dismantling them. The first way you dismantle them is by acknowledging what they say. So whatever they say, repeat it back to them. So I'm not ready to buy at the moment. It seems, sorry, I understand you're not ready to make that decision right now. I completely understand. Then you compliment them. ACA. Sometimes, you know what? Can I be very frank with you? Sometimes it's actually wise to not make the decision at the moment when you're not comfortable. And I don't believe in doing that as well. Now, here comes the three different alternative routes. The zero backbone way is, would you like me to keep you informed when something new comes up, or can I just keep sending you emails? Is it okay if I do this? Is where, by the way, 90% of you do this shit, right? Where you just like, how okay, can I just send this? Is it okay for me to do this? La di da di da da. But the simple way is, now you have to redirect them, and you redirect them by asking, man, before we close, by the way, I completely understand you don't want to make the decision right now. And generally, it's almost always better to take your time before you make such decisions. Um, Now I've disarmed them. I agree with them. I'm not against them. I'm by their side. Before we close, can I ask, are you waiting for a specific time frame or a budget or an adjustment or any other factor to revisit this idea? The goal here is to bring them back into sales, is to bring them back into the call. Okay? Here, you're going to say, because I want to understand what is it that you're looking for so that I can keep you informed about that. So here you're not just saying, "Hey, okay, cool, can I keep you informed?" Here you're like, "Hey, is there anything specifically you're looking for?" For example, I would be like, "Hey, I completely understand you don't have to make a decision right now. Uh, but before we hop off, I have to ask you, because I want to know, is there any specific thing on social media that you are trying to work on so that I can take this back to my team? And if we can come up with some ideas, I can probably share it with you. Is there something specific that you had in mind?" Oh, so here, if they tell me what that specific thing is, like, "Man, that's amazing. I'll take a note, follow up some other time. Um, would you also like me to share anything else?" Here, the goal here is to get them back into sales mode. Okay. But here, in a cold call, for example, in a cold call, "Hey man, it's completely okay. You don't need social media right now. I completely understand. Most people don't." Uh, Before I hop off, can I ask you a question? What is it? Why here I go a little bit more aggressive. Here, like, can I ask you, why do you think you don't need social media? That's a simple route to take. Like, why do you not need, or why do you think you don't need this? This is different from a sales call. In sales call, you've already done the pitch. It's not about they know they need social media for me. I just need to know why they think they don't need it. So here I would challenge them, what is it that they're exactly looking to wait for? So the question would be, hey, quick question before I hop off. When are you actually ready to make this decision? I'm curious. Oh, 3 months from now. What will change in 3 months that you will be ready to make a decision at that point? Just so that I understand and I can call you back in 3 months. Oh, this should happen, that should happen. Now you know the real objection. Now he will tell you what his actual fucking problem is. That you can deal with. Oh no, it's just that right now I don't have the money to pay for it. In 3 months, hopefully I'll make money. Oh, so it's not the time, it's the fact that you don't have the money to pay for it. Oh, that's completely okay, man. We have models where we've worked with clients where we've figured out. By the way, just letting you know, why how would the money factor change in 3 months? Like you'll get more money, but how? This is aggressive because now I'm making him challenge. Because in 3 months, nothing's going to change if he's not going to change his shit. So you only ask questions to make them fucking shit their pants. And as long as they're shitting their pants, you have the same. So sales calls are a little different. Cold calls are a little different. But do you guys understand at the core of it, you're just asking questions? So in a cold call, when someone says, "Hey, we are not looking, we don't need social media," and you ask them, man, I'm looking at your social media right now. By the way, it looks amazing. Doesn't seem to have engagement. Why do you say you don't need social media? Like help with social media? Like, I'm curious. Or if they say like, oh, we don't need a website. Oh, you don't need a website. Well, that's completely okay. Why do you think you don't need a website? Such a basic question, but it'll make them question their entire fucking belief systems. Because they don't actually have a justified answer for this other than the fact that they never got to it. The goal is to ask questions. Here you're going to be like, amazing. What exactly? I'm going to send you the portfolio. Again, acknowledge. I'm going to send you the portfolio right away. And I completely understand, man. There's so many people reaching out. I'm assuming everybody's trying to reach out. By the way, before I send my portfolio, what exactly are you looking for so that I can send you relevant information on the portfolio? Oh, we're looking for this. Or if they're not really looking for the portfolio and they were just fucking around, they don't have an answer to this, they're going to start stammering, which is great. Then you can actually get them into a meeting. Right? But if they do answer that question, be like, hey, this is what we're looking for. Hey, man, can I do something better for you? A lot of times, what ends up happening is it's almost always impossible to showcase the portfolio just through portfolio. Do you think I can walk you through that, whatever the fuck they're looking for, on a 15-minute call where you can actually see how we achieved what we achieved and where I can actually break it down what parts of this we did and how we did that? Maybe that would benefit you in figuring out how you do that as well. Is this something you'd be okay with? When are you free? Monday, Thursday? The goal here is to answer that question. And if you haven't answered the question, that means you need to go back into objection handling. Generally, with cold calls, you can maximum do 2 objection handlings. That's per my experience. By the third one, they're just like, fuck off, cut the call. Actually, today someone cut the fucking call. Today someone told they'll block me. And that has never happened before for me. And that's also because like today we decided to fuck around with founders with like under 20 employees, which is ridiculous because they are always pissed off for some reason. But anyway. Yes, Aditya, what's your question?
Hi, sir. So I have so one of the major objections I've been getting over the past couple of weeks is that I have an 18-month gap when I took a break, and either my portfolio pieces are very old or most of the best portfolio pieces are behind an NDA which hasn't expired yet. How would I deal with that?
How many people are asking you for your portfolio, buddy?
Considering I do design pretty much everybody.
You need to give a good carrot, bro. That means you need to design something free of cost and get in and then say, hey, listen, forget my portfolio. I'm going to do something crazy for you. Do you think I would be able to design something with your current design and show you what it could be free of cost? And then we can have a conversation about redesigning. And the fun thing about becoming a designer for a company is once you come in, there's so much design work that one free design is almost always worth it. I'm going to tell you something interesting I did today. So I had a client. Okay. She reached out to me. I don't remember. Fairly large company. She started yapping. And okay. She's like, oh, but we need to figure. I'm like, you know what? Don't like. I was not in the mood to entertain like a full sales call. I'm like, listen, Here's what I'm going to do. It looks like you're not going to be convinced very easy. How about this? I'm sending one of my videographers, let him come, shoot a video, and you post it. And if it works for you, you come back. They posted it. It fucking blew up. It's the biggest fucking video on their page. They came back. She's like, hey, listen, by the way, after 3 weeks, by the way, I've sent her an SLA 3 weeks back and I fucking stopped calling her. I called her one, like, fuck it. She called me now. She's like, yeah, by the way, can we do like one video? We're still not convinced. We'll pay you for that one video. What would you guys do? Chat. Say no. Okay. You will go and do what? Mm. Mm. Pero, can we like, because our founder still needs to understand how this works and if this even works. And you know what I told her? I'm like, man, it's completely understandable. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send Ayan. And he's gonna do another free video for you. Don't worry about it. He's like, no, 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 we'll pay for you. I'm like, I can't take money for that. We don't charge 1,000, 2,000 dirhams. You take it full or you don't take any of it. They're like, no, but we want to pay for one video. I'm like, we don't have an offer where we do only one video. And she's like, oh, but we need. I'm like, yeah, sure, you need it. Don't worry, we'll go get it done. And I sent Ayan today. He had a full pack. Then he went shot another video. I think he'll come back today. 1 second. Looks like, oh, come here. Ayan's here. Come, bro. By the way, Ayan is our head videographer.
Hello.
Ayan, how was today's shoot?
Good. Went smooth.
Went smooth?
Yeah.
How have we? How much did they pay us for this one video?
Nothing.
And this is the first video we're giving for free.
Second.
Second video we're giving. And this company can afford to pay us. By the way, how is their fucking showroom?
Good. Bro.
It's
Good.
fucking
Very-
sexy. Fucking sick. One of the largest fucking showrooms. But yeah, thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Anyone here who tells me they can't give away free shit, no, you guys are giving away your balls. This is taking away power. She was trying to buy me with one video. I said, go fuck yourself. Next time she comes, I'm going to charge her so much that she's going to cover my 3 months' bills. Guys, you don't understand. The more free shit you give, the more they owe you. People don't like to owe people. Remember this. Especially founders and people in power don't like anyone owing them. So if you give more value than they give back, they feel uncomfortable and they have to reciprocate. And when they do, they overcompensate extremely. So yeah, sure, I gave 2 videos free, but guess what? The next 7 months, I'm gonna probably make over 200,000 dirhams over with her. Easy. So was the 2 videos worth it? And even if it's not, guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna go and talk to every single person and tell about this because no other fucking agency will ever do this for her. Yeah, you'll get. It's never, never, never because they need to give back. 1 second. 1 second. Hey Sudeep, I'm so sorry. I have completely lost track and it's in another drive. I've already told the boys to take a look at it. I'm going to send that drive tomorrow. Most likely either by tomorrow, max by day after tomorrow, you're going to have this. Okay. I apologize. You're probably going to have it max tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Yes. Asma said, do you have a story you would like to tell us about that? About what? I'm sorry. I'm a little lost. What if she doesn't come back? Who cares? Who cares if she doesn't come back? I've had clients I've given free shit to 4 months later, they've come. They always come. But once you give, you can't be fucking ringing their phones like, hey, what happened? What happened? What happened? You can't. You just have to let them be. And they come. You know what? You guys want to hear the actual call? I'm going to call her right now. Let me see what she says. Some delusional shit I'm doing with her. Hi, Zara. How's it going? Were you there in the shoot? Hello? Hi, Zara. How's it going? Did you? Yep, that's completely okay. Zara, I just wanted to check in. And did everything go well on the shoot?
He's completely silent and he's completely awesome. I don't even know. Strange combination.
That's what we do.
In silence.
I mean, we try our best, right? So whenever you're ready, give me a call back. We're gonna figure this out, okay? And I hope this works.
Inshallah, yeah. See, no issues. I just have to convince my boss. I just want this to, you know what it is? It's a little bit strange dynamics. We do this and we book like the concepts you guys have and you guys come in, some will be concepts and some will be like what ideas you can possibly get from the showroom. I told him to have a look around. Because what my boss wants is the first recce or brief that when the team come in to do that, he's part of it. He wants to feel part of it, basically.
Of course. Of course.
So that's the situation.
We'll figure it out. You know we figure things out.
Doing this so we can just manage something longer term.
Done. We're gonna figure this out, okay? All right, Zara. All the best. Bye-bye. You see? No, I'm just confident because I'm a cocky motherfucker, dude. It has nothing to do with it. Like our work's good, don't get me wrong. But I was cocky before the work as well. No, honestly, you need to understand sales happens through conviction. If you don't believe in what you do, almost always you can't sell it. So if you don't have something that you believe in, find someone you can take a bet on. It's not that hard. There are too many skilled broke motherfuckers around the world who have all the skill in the world and can't sell to save their lives. Go find them. But the fact is, you need to have conviction in them. When I started this company, because I wanted to write, oh, by the way, I'm going to show you guys something you guys are going to love. But when I started this company, not even a company, it was supposed to be like, hey, let's just fucking do this, right? I quit in order to write a book on sales. And the only decision I made is I need to find something I believe in to sell. And when Shafaq quit his job, I fucking texted him. I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. I need to talk to you. He was an employee of mine. And I believed in him. And I went and I convinced him. And he came, flew down, met me. We had tea, and that's how and a week later I flew down to Dubai. That was it. That's how this company started. Over me watching a reel that said, Shafaq said, I can actually show you that reel and my comment probably. No, that page is deleted. But yeah, it is what it is. So if you don't have conviction in what you're selling, find something else to sell. But one of the conditions is you need to believe. But there's something I didn't disclose. This weekend, we are closing C2C community for public purchases. That means people can't buy anymore. We're only going to have when we do a live masterclass. No, when we do a live masterclass, we take only 50 students at $47. And after that, we close. And after that, they can only buy the course material, that's $11. And if they're ready, they go into a wait list. The next time I go back live, it'll be a live sale. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to show you guys before I hop off. I don't know why this is so fucking premature, but okay. Hmm. Are you guys ready? I want OPs in the chat. You guys are going to be the first people. Oh, don't worry. No, closing it for the rest of the world. It's only for you people. You people are still going to be there. Again, core objective is not to just shove people inside here. Is to actually figure out. This is the first page of the book. Don't post this anywhere. This is not going to be public knowledge, at least for the next 1 year. No pre-order. This is going to take a year to write, dude. It's going to take a year, like close to a year to even fucking write. And wait, this is just the first page, which might even get removed or deleted. But yeah, I thought, you know. So this is designed, honestly, this is designed to mimic the course. The whole book is written in a format where, think of it like, you know how we used to have textbooks in schools? Think of it like that. It's going to be designed for people to teach, including myself to teach. So basically, this book basically becomes a handbook for sales managers to teach cold calling. But anyway, super excited. No idea what's gonna happen. But man, thank you guys. And I hope we need to do more core objection handling questions. Yes, Bhavik. You're on mute.
Can you hear me, Sad?
Yes,
So, you know the objection handling section that we just worked through. I have a question on this.
of course.
I've been cold calling, and some of the objections, and this is not just once, it's happened a few times, is they will say, because you know I've been selling the website, they will say, no, I don't want a website from you because I know it's going to be really good. And I know if I have a really good website, I'm going to make a lot of money or have too many customers.
Who are these fucking people, dude? I want to talk to these people.
And I don't know, it's not just once, it's like, and I said, well, isn't that a good thing? Because I will say, no one has ever said no to more money. And then they will say, but I am. And like, how do I tackle someone in business not wanting to make more money?
Ask them with pure curiosity. Why is it that way? Oh, for these people, ask them this. Hey man, I completely understand. You don't want to grow your business. It's okay. But because you're an entrepreneur and I want, is it okay if I can ask for a favor? And I know it's too soon to ask for a favor, but you said my design is going to help. Do you think there's anyone you know who might need something like this to help them grow their business? And if you don't get it from them, at least try to get a referral. And if they're saying it with true conviction, just get a referral.
Okay. So don't try to close them for a meeting then.
Don't tell them, hey man, I completely understand. You sound amazing. Do you still want to have it? I would love to have it. Like I've never heard anyone say this. Keep it.
Okay. So don't even aim to close them then. There's no point.
These are the people who will close eventually, and they'll probably close on something else. You just don't know what it is. He's just fucking with you. Then that's the new thing that people have started to say to cold callers, by the way. Just FYI, not just
But
you.
how do you know that they would close with me? Because after they give me the referral, I call the referral, my connection with them has ended.
No, you
permanently.
continue to just drop them a text. Hey, be like, hey man, is it okay? Okay, by the way, thank you for the referral. Is it okay if I just drop you a text every once in a while if something pops up? And if they have been nice and they've had a conversation, they're going to be saying Like, yeah, man, that's completely okay. All right, man. I'm gonna call you in a couple of months and just check on you every once in a while. And then
Oh, so
just
you'd actually open a conversation on
yeah,
WhatsApp or something and keep them warm.
yeah, and just keep
Okay.
calling. It's like, hey, man, looks like your business is doing even more amazing. What? Like, you just keep talking to them and don't talk to them with an intent. Just talk to them,
Okay.
and you continue to build and nurture a relationship.
And how do you track this? Because if I found 5 of these guys, you just use the
Again,
CRM. Again, you just use
again,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
Okay.
put a loop, like call next month, call 2 months later, call. But here with these guys, don't keep the span more than 2 weeks. Check in every 2 weeks
Okay.
because they'll forget.
Yeah, I mean, I've called like 2 days later, they forgot who's this. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember.
So drop them a text,
Yeah.
keep them in the loop, send the website on the WhatsApp. Have that like a logo or a screenshot of that website on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this happen, and just write below that, I'm gonna make this happen for you one day. Smiley face. Leave it at that. Call back 2 weeks later.
Okay.
Here you're not trying to make a sale, you're doing a future prefix. Okay?
Yeah, it's strange people being entrepreneurs, not wanting to
No,
make.
I actually understand it because right now I can't afford more sales. I'm fucked.
So
Like, I'm
you
being very frank with you. I'm one of
so
those guys.
so you have a full calendar, fair enough. But these guys on the call, I will ask them, do they have more time to take more customers? Yes.
Yeah, but they don't need more customers. Like right now, so there's also capacity of current operations, right? Like in order for me, like for example, we as a company have made a decision that after 3.6 lakh, after $10 million, we're not going to scale. We're going to shut down scaling because after that point, service is going to become shitty, and we're just going to ruin relationship and make relationships. So the goal here is not to make more money, is to sustain that money and then pivot into something else. Like if you were to ask me, if you would call me right now and be like, hey, let me fix your website, get you more leads. I'm like, do you think I need more leads? So you need to also understand these are probably people of value that you want to keep in touch with. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it might not be a website, but it might be something else. Hey, it looks like you're trying to solve a bigger problem here. Can I just ask you a question? Sure. What is, because for me, it would be operational quality. Hey man, I can't scale this because of operational quality. My operational quality will drop after $1 million. So that million, remember that $1 million a month that I just, after that point, my operation quality will drop. That's why my revenue will stop at that point, no matter what happens. And we as
So
a
you're
company have this decision.
you're optimizing for quality over
Because our end goal is not to build the biggest production company in the world. Our end goal is to build businesses that make money. And service businesses at a certain scale fail because of excessive problems. So here, the person's making money. That means that person has value. Now imagine someone like me at that point, and I'm like, hey man, I don't need more sales. I don't need my calendar booked, but I'm having a conversation with you. So stay in touch with me. And then you
right. Yeah.
continue to nurture that relationship.
Yeah, I
Because,
haven't been nurturing anyone. So that's the mistake I've been making.
but think
But
about it. Like I
yeah,
understand where he's coming from. Like now I understand because now I realized I put myself in that place. I'm like, I get it. He probably doesn't want to scale because he can't deliver quality. Because after that scale, he needs more manpower, and that manpower is not hard. It's very hard to maintain. It's hard to it's just at scale service businesses fail. And a lot of service businesses have understood that. That's the reason they don't scale after that certain point. But that doesn't mean they don't know other people.
right. Yeah, people like that would know other people looking for something like that. So that's a very good idea. I didn't think of this. Okay. And you know when you message them from WhatsApp, it's usually through your business WhatsApp, right? You have the logo of your HOS and
Doesn't matter. These at this point, those people who are playing at that level. So there are two. Oh, this is a very good insight I'm going to give you. When you go to a real estate office in Dubai, you'll see two type of people. A guy in a suit and a blazer and a fucking like shaved, and a guy walking around in fucking shorts. Doesn't give a rat's fucking ass. You know the guy who's actually making money, the guy fucking around in the shorts. Because he doesn't need the suit. You don't want to be the guy in the suit. You want to be the guy in the shorts where everybody else around is wearing suits. There's that. Like I went to this office, this massive, this guy like a 70-man sales team. Well, everyone's fucking suited up. The founder comes in a red shorts and a fucking broken down t-shirt. Like I walked in and he looked at me, he smiled. I didn't know who the fuck this guy was. I'm like, hi. Like, oh, come, let's go to my office. Like, you run this fucking place, dude. Like, doesn't give a fuck. So doesn't matter. I'm like, for example, someone texts me, you'd rather text them from with your face on it versus the logo on it. Always a better idea. Because you're trying to build a personal connection, not making it about business.
Okay. Thing is, I thought that if I give my personal number out to them, that sometimes they could be a hassle with website stuff and
You're thinking too much.
okay, so I'm overthinking the situation.
Yeah. But I get the problem that you probably might be calling to. He just doesn't want to scale that business. You can ask them, hey, is there any other business you're trying to scale? Because that's the thing. When you reach that point, you're not trying to scale just one business. At that, like when I reach that $1 million mark, I'm probably going to get into real estate. Different problem statements I'm trying to solve there. But you didn't ask me about real estate, so I'll never tell you. You showed me a website for this. Seems like Bhavik is having a lot of eureka moments in this. So he just
Sorry?
you seem to be having a lot of eureka moments.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Seems like we've had a good session, good soup. Thank you guys so much.
You will upload this, Sad, yeah?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
All right, cool. Guys, Q&A next time, next session. Bye. Don't force the fucking price to them. That means you didn't make the sale properly.